Ilhan Omar is, I mean, we've all known that she's a nightmare, and she's an Africa First, a Somalia First kind of person. She specifically really said it, actually, at a recent speech, and she was speaking in Somali, and here's what she had to say. Many Somalians have personally called me to encourage me to speak to the U.S. government and help Somalia. They wanted to know what the U.S. government... My answer to Somalians was what the U.S. government... Pause it for just a second.
Pause it there.
Pause it if you can. Will only do what Somalians in the U.S. tell them to do. Okay, that's what the U.S. government will do. Exactly what the Somalis tell them to do. They will do what we want and nothing else. They must follow our orders, and that is how we will safeguard the interest of Somalia.
Oh, no.
We Somalians must have that confidence in ourselves that we call the shots in the U.S. Okay? All right? We live in the U.S., pay taxes in the U.S., and have a real voice. The U.S. is a country where one of your daughters, myself, is in Congress to represent your interests. Oh. Okay, yeah, they like that. For as long as I'm in the U.S. Congress, Somalia will never be in danger. Its waters, Indian Ocean, will not be stolen by Ethiopia or others. This is incredible. Absolutely incredible. The U.S. would not dare to support anyone against Somalia to steal our land or oceans. Sleep in comfort, knowing I am here to protect the interests of Somalia from inside the U.S. system. Wow. The woman, myself, you sent to Congress is working day and night to protect your interests. Really glad to hear that. She knows your plight and that of Somalia.
Oh my.
I'm concerned. I am as concerned about Somalia as you guys are. That's good to hear. Together, we will protect the interests of Somalia. Okay?
Has she been deported yet?
Not yet. No. Has she been removed from office? Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't care if you deport her or not. Get her out of office. That is outrageous. Have you ever seen anything more egregious from a U.S. representative than that? I mean, in their language, talking about their country with their interests of that nation over America's interests.
And we know in so many cases that is how they feel.
Oh, absolutely. But have them spell it out like that?
Yes.
I mean, what do you think is going to happen? Like, we're going to say, oh, okay, well, you've got Somalia's interests in mind when you're legislating in the United States of America. Oh, okay, that's great. We're not going to say that.
Yeah, equally disturbing is the cheesy echo that was on our microphone. I didn't care for that.
100%.
What was that? Wait, what are we, like a 1980s mall?
Yes.
Karaoke set up there?
It's like a Tiffany concert at the mall.
That's what it was.
Yeah, so that's good.
So we got her, is this her oath of office, Chris, that you printed up for us?
Yes.
Yeah, here's the oath of office that all U.S. congressmen take. I do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, that I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office on which I am about to enter, so help me God. Wow.
Oh, okay.
And then the oath of allegiance.
Oh.
Which you take when you are
she immigrated.
New resident and a new citizen of this country, is fairly important. I promise to completely give up all loyalty to leaders and governments of other countries where I was a subject or citizen before. I promise that I will protect the Constitution and all laws from all enemies, from other countries, or from inside the United States. I promise that my loyalty is to the United States only. I promise I will use a weapon if the United States government asks me to. I promise to serve in the military, performing duties other than combat if the U.S. government asks me. I promise to do other non-military work that is important to the country if the U.S. government asks me. I promise before God all this without influence from anyone or hesitation.
Okay, so those are the principles of it. That's not verbatim.
No,
the
but
oath
that's
of allegiance. But that's what it
the
says.
oath of allegiance that
Gotcha.
you take to the United States of America.
Okay, interesting.
I mean,
Well, she was born in Mogadishu, and she came over here and obviously took the oath seriously, and now she is a fully integrated American.
Minnesota Rep. Ilhan Omar pledges her allegiance to Somalia, then to Islam, and says that her primary role in U.S. Congress is to protect Somali interests.
waddankan waddankii aan anaga tax ka dhiibna waaye waa waddankii gabar idinka dhalatayne ee Congress ka fadhiso intii aniga aan Congress joogo waddanka Soomaaliya biyaheeda dad kaleeta iyo badeeda dad kale ma qaadanayaan.
Remember years ago when she petitioned for a judge to give a lenient sentence to 9 Americans who plotted to join ISIS? She's still in Congress.
I think it's time for a change.
waddanka Mareykankana kuma taageerayo dad kaleeta in anaga ayna dhacaan. marka taas ka seexda reer Minnesota gabadhii Congress u dirsateen way idinka warhaysaa sidaad idinka u dareemaysiin dantaas ay u dareemeen.
This idea of dual citizenship, I think it needs to go. If you are holding any office in America, or if you want to hold office, you have to be born here. This idea of you taking on the country of your family's birth and having dual citizenship, no. You need to renounce one or the other. You cannot be a citizen of 2 countries and still claim to be able to run or govern in the United States of America. So that may sound harsh. That may sound far right. I don't give a damn, because we have a country to save. Our country is being invaded from within.
madaxweyne xasan shiiqna waxaan leeyahay waan kugu faraxsan.
First and foremost, Ilhan Omar needs to be removed from Congress, and she needs to get her ass tossed back to Somalia, right exactly where she came from. Remove her from Congress indefinitely. She has some audacity, and she has the nerve and overall entitlement to disrespect America, as per usual. That's what she always does. Yet at the same time, she wants to sit there and bring up Ethiopia.
Majority Whip Tom Emmer sent a letter to the House Ethics Committee requesting an investigation into Representative Ilhan Omar over a recent viral speech in Somali, in which she allegedly claimed to be working in Somalia's interest in Congress. Emmer said he believes the remarks violate House rules. He wrote, "No sitting member of Congress should be able to blatantly spew anti-American rhetoric and get away with it." Further called her remarks appalling. During a speech in Minneapolis, Minnesota, Omar reportedly said in Somali, "We are an organized society, brothers and sisters, people of the same blood, people who know they are Somalis first, Muslims second, who protect one another." According to a translation, Somaliland Ambassador Rhonda Elmi shared the video on social media, explaining she was shocked by the Congresswoman's remarks.
Ilhan Omar, the squad, is back in the news today. I have a lot to say about this. I'm going to share a video that's been going viral, where Ilhan Omar basically pledges allegiance first to being a Muslim, and then second to her homeland Somalia, which is in direct opposition and in direct contradiction to her oath of allegiance, being a representative as an American congresswoman. I want to share this video and then we'll talk about it.
annaga haddii aan nahay dad Soomaali ah waxaan nahay dad isjecel. waa laga yaabaa meelaha qaarkood inaan isku xagxaganno, laakiin haddii runtii ay imaato waxaan nahay dad isku tashto, dad walaalo ah, dad dhiig lah, dad isku og inay Soomaali yihiin, inay Muslim yihiin, oo iyagana isku hiiliya, dadka walaalahoodna u hiiliya. marka daraad markii ayaan dhexdaas markii aan maqalnay in qaar Soomaali ah ama Soomaali sheegato in Ethiopia ay la galeen maba aqaan af Soomaali wixii lagu dhaho agreement heshiis Maxamuud Nuur hadda aniga Soomaaliga badiyo soo ceeb ma aha dad badan ay soo wacay oo waxay leeyihiin Ilhan dawladda Mareykanka inaan la hadashid waaye dawladda Mareykanka maxay ka qabanaysaa jawaabteedu waxay ahayd dawladda Mareykanka waxay ka qabanaysaa wixii annaga aan dhahno dawladda Mareykanka qabo waa kalsoonidaas inaan isku qabno annaga Soomaali hadii aan nahay wadankan annaga ku nool wadankii aan annaga tax ka dhiibno waaye waa wadankii gabar idinka dhalatayne ee Congress-ka fadhiso intii aniga aan Congress joogo wadanka Soomaaliya biyaheeda dad kaleeta iyo badeeda dad kale ma qaadanayaan wadanka Mareykankana kuma taageerayo dad kaleeta in annaga ayna dhacaan marka taas ka seexda reer Minnesota gabadhii Congress-a u dirsateen way idinka warhaysaa sidaad idinka u dareemaysiin dantaas ay u dareemeen
You know, it's kind of funny. Like, I kind of wish that most of the people who we elected to represent us in our government spoke as passionately about the United States and America as Ilhan Omar does, obviously, of her, home country and who she really gives allegiance to. Which, by the way, what has Somalia done and what have they contributed to the world? What have they, I really don't, besides piracy and terrorism, what have they done to contribute to the overall global community and the health of our great planet and our society? I mean, tell me in the comments. Do any of you know? I'm not trying to be controversial here. This is just, I'm basing this on facts. What have they done? This is something that should be really alarming to every American out there. The fact that she said very specifically, I know a lot of people are calling her a foreign agent. There's a lot of stuff rumbling around. I'm not even going there per se. To think that most politicians are there for the good of the nation, to think that most politicians are there to actually, do what they represent and honor their oath 100% is almost futile. It's an impossibility. But this is like publicly basically saying that I am a Muslim first, I am a Somalian second, and I'm a congressperson last. And there wasn't even any mention. I'm going to be Somalia's best interest. United States needs to look out for Somalia's best interest. Did you hear the words that came out of her mouth? This is a congresswoman who represents us, the United States of America. When are you going to wake up, Minnesota? How do you elect these individuals who put America last? Watching that, she didn't even really mention America at all, other than the fact that I'm going to do my best to get America to acquiesce to Somalia's best interest. It should be the other way around. I want to know what you guys think. This is really a lot of people are calling for her to resign. A lot of people are calling for her to leave office immediately based on this almost treasonous, if you will, betrayal of her oath, betrayal of her obligation as an American congresswoman. I want to hear what you guys think. What do you guys think of this? Is this being blown out of proportion? She goes on to even tweet, instead of apologizing and saying, hey, let me clear up, she goes on to tweet and say, we're not Somalians. It's pronounced Somali. If you're going to talk about me, at least get my ethnicity right. Oh, man, this stuff just gets me so boiled up. I don't understand. Same thing with LeBron James and same thing. You guys, there's a reason why everybody wants to come to America. There's a reason why everybody emigrates out of their toilet country and comes to our esteemed, amazing country called the United States of America. All the opportunities, all the abundance that has been afforded to you, you still can't give credit where credit's due. That this is the greatest country on earth. We have the greatest freedoms, and there's a reason why everybody wants to come here. My parents are immigrants. I'm firstborn, first generation American citizen, natural born citizen in America. proud to be an American. I would not have these opportunities. I would not have these freedoms if it wasn't for this amazing country and everything that it's gone through. You put Somalia first? You put your religion first before America? That is a absolute deviation and fracture of your duties and your obligation to represent the American people first.
waddanka Mareykankana kuma taageerayo dad kaleete in annaga ayna dhacaan.
Majority Whip Tom Emmer sent a letter to the House Ethics Committee requesting an investigation into Representative Ilhan Omar over a recent viral speech in Somali in which she allegedly claimed to be working in Somalia's interest in Congress. Emmer said he believes the remarks violate House rules. He wrote, "No sitting member of Congress should be able to blatantly spew anti-American rhetoric and get away with it." Further called her remarks appalling. During a speech in Minneapolis, Minnesota, Omar reportedly said in Somali, "We are an organized society, brothers and sisters, people of the same blood, people who know they are Somalis first, Muslims second, who protect one another." According to a translation, Somaliland Ambassador Rhonda Elmi shared the video on social media, explaining she was shocked by the Congresswoman's remarks.
So you may have heard about the news today about Representative Ilhan Omar. You may recall she's the woman who said that on 9/11 some people did something. You may recall that she's made many anti-Semitic remarks. Well, now she went a little bit further. She's an ethno-racist, apparently, by her words. She was speaking in Somali, talking to constituents, and she said she's using the United States, the power of Congress and the government, to promote her ethnocentric views. That's kind of scary. You'd think the left would call her out, but no, she's saying that bad translation. Then you have to ask the question, why is it that no other international news agency is translating her any other way? We're talking about The Guardian, the BBC, the Hindustan Times, even Al Jazeera say that she said what she said. And that's why I think Ron DeSantis may be right. She needs to be out of Congress and deported from the United States. But what do you think?
Ebla kulanta